California is pretty much an agricultural state, amongst other things that grow in California, like computers or computer programs. Lots and lots of things grow in California. All kind of vegetables and fruits. Among other things, California is famous for growing weed. I was lucky to get a job at the dispensary in the Bay Area. I worked in this industry between the time when it was decriminalized in California till the time it was legalized in January 2018. I don't know much about American weed culture, but from what I've seen and heard around here, it reminds me a little bit of the doublethink of 1980, a book by Orwell. There are references to weed, marijuana in movies, in books, in literature. People smoked it. A lot of people had experienced pot growing up, and yet till recently it was criminal in this country. Okay, first of all, a disclaimer. I do not smoke marijuana. I do not use edibles. If 10 years ago somebody would ask me, do I smoke marijuana? I would say no. And it was such an easy no, as if you would ask me, hey, have you been to the moon? I would say no, because it's kind of, people go to the moon, but the whole notion of going to the moon is so far away as the moon itself. And as I lived in California, I learned that people do smoke weed, and I would be asked again, so do you smoke weed? And I would say no, but it would be a different no, kind of like, well, sorry, I grew up in a different society, I don't smoke weed. And then finally somebody said, well, you don't smoke weed, you never smoked weed, let me try to correct that. I tried to smoke weed with them and I didn't like the feeling. It didn't sit well with me, it didn't feel right. I was like, okay. Now, if somebody asks me, do you smoke weed? I say, no, and it's a no from the place of knowing that it's not for me. I don't smoke weed. And then the same person said, okay, you try an edible. It's so good, it's so good. You should relax. You know, you're never relaxed. And they're like, okay. So we went to the river and she shared a cookie. And I ate a little bit and I felt nothing. And I was like, well, have some more. So I ate a little bit more. I felt nothing. And then I ate a little bit more. And then, oh my God, I tell you, I was throwing all over the car. And then when we finally came home, I didn't leave the car. I was left in the car till I will get a little bit better. And I was affected like for the next couple days, I think. Now, if anybody asks me, so do you actually smoke weed? I say no, from the place of knowing that this is not for me. What happens next is that I got a job at a dispensary. It was a really good job. I really like the people. You know, I heard story about like marijuana being a drug, but these people that I worked with, they called it medicine. They treated it with respect and with so much love, and they treated each other with respect and love. Like hugs is normal in that environment. You come, you see a person, and you give a hug and you receive a hug, and it's really nice. So I got lucky because I made a few friends, really good friends in that environment, and friends among growers. I got to come to their backyards, to their farms, and I got to know the plant itself. And I love the plant and I learned to respect it. Sometimes I come, stay, work for a few days, and go back home with a bucket of vegetables that these people grow amongst the weed. And these people who grow the weed, the growers, they're farmers, they're gardeners. These are people who love the earth, who treat it with respect, who love plants, grow it under the sun, naturally, organically. Back in the day, it was not a requirement to grow it organically, but for them, that was a must. It's like, it should be organic. It should be natural. It should be grown under the sun. I love the smell of the plant. I think it smells amazing. I love how robust it is. There is a myth that it's called weed because it grows so easily. Well, maybe somewhere it grows easily, but not the modern strains that are around now. They actually require a lot of care. They're voracious plants that they need so much food to grow and produce, and they grow huge, up to 10 feet tall. I haven't met one grower who became filthy rich. I met growers who could sustain a family of 2 and 3, who would give jobs to people in their community, temporary jobs, but still they're not bringing work from outside. They keep it in the community. I know that some people don't like growers because they think, oh, these people, they're in the cash business, they don't pay taxes. But what I see is that growers spend their money locally. They go to the hardware store, they hire people from their community, carpenters, manual jobs. They actually like to eat good food. They're into local things. And some people understand it very well. Some people welcome them to their community because they know that growers are going to spend some serious money around. So I got invited into my friends' backyards, into their gardens, and I liked it so much. I like gardening, so I kind of immediately started putzing around and doing some gardening for them, and they liked it, and they said like, okay, come back. So nowadays, once in a while, if I have a few days and I want to be outside and I want to be in a beautiful garden and I want to be in the presence of this plant, I just come and spend some time. It's really hot here. Yesterday I almost gave myself a sunstroke. I never wear a hat. That's my thing. I don't know what it is, but my head doesn't like hats. But fortunately there is a hot springs around, so after this I'm gonna go to hot springs and I'm gonna soak some and then come back a little bit, work a little bit more. So it's really nice that I can do that. And then because people grow so much vegetables here, and because I help them, they are happy to share. I go home with a bucket full of different veggies. So that's really nice. I appreciate that a lot. Today I'm gonna be leaving this beautiful place. I had a very beautiful time and a nice soak in hot springs also, and working outside with the plants, and I'm gonna take my share of the harvest here. I'm gonna take this home And I just wanted to say that it's not that I'm concerned about my friends, but I feel for them because now they don't know what to do next, what's their next occupation gonna be, how they can provide for themselves, what they can do next. They still have to figure all that out. Gardening and caring for this garden helps process everything what happened, and they get beautiful food out of it. And I just wanted to raise awareness about Prop 64. You know, people in the cities, they see weed holding the price. They don't know how much the farmer suffered because the price for the farmer, wholesale price, dropped dramatically, like about 3 times, was cut to 1/3 of the price that it used to be when I started working at the dispensary. It was one price the dispensary paid to the growers. By the time I was at the end of working there at the dispensary, the price was 3 times less. So that was part of this whole process of transition from illegal growing to legal growing. Last thing I heard that Monsanto is going to grow marijuana. I wonder where that will take us. You know, it's like big money, big corporations are coming into this business and taking over small farms and small businesses. It's new people coming into the whole industry, more business-oriented, corporate-oriented. We are witnessing right now the end of an era when growers for a short period of time were kind of semi-legally growing, enjoying more freedom, more ease of growing, even though there were raids and even though there were crimes. I heard about crimes. I heard of people being shot, being robbed. Fortunately, it didn't happen to my personal friends, but I heard the stories. You know, it's real. And yet people went for it. People went for growing and enjoyed that brief period of time when they could grow legally and sell legally through a dispensary and get a good price for it, get a good reward for their labor. And I'll tell you again that the labor was very hard.